there's two political questions here. Nationally, there's a lot of talk now that the National Republican Party is really out of touch with the demographic changes in the country. And here in Connecticut, I believe in many of these legislative races, they tried to make this a referendum on youth.
I wasn't aware of that. But I want to congratulate the candidates on a statewide basis, state rep and state house, that did a magnificent job in running their campaigns. And how out of touch the Republican Party is with demographic change is something that will be debated. I think you can already hear people having those debates within the party. I hope they air all of their dirty laundry publicly.
But don't you think it's healthy to have a more competitive Republican Party in Connecticut?
I think that a lot of people voted for Republicans in the state of Connecticut. But I think what I've tried to demonstrate is my willingness to work with members of both parties. And I don't think there's any better demonstration of that than the jobs package that we passed on a bipartisan basis. One candidate who in the House voted against that did not win the office that he was running for. I suspect in part because people in Connecticut couldn't understand why every other Democrat and every other Republican could come together on a jobs package, why he couldn't.
Governor, how much preparation went into the self-restraint you just showed in answering the question of whether or not the election was a referendum on you?
I think, listen, I didn't ask, well, let's just drill down here, what's going on. Democrats should have a takeaway. Republicans can have their takeaway, but Democrats should have a takeaway. And that is that you should not be afraid to make tough decisions, particularly if you're transparent about those decisions, if you explain why those decisions were necessary. In our case, the tough decisions that we had to make were in fact caused by Republican governors. The people of Connecticut are smarter than some parties give them credit for, or at least one party gives them credit for. And so what I want as a takeaway for the majorities in the House and Senate to understand, and I know their leadership understands this, that tough times require tough decisions that are not immediately